The philosopher, Dr. Philip Goff, recognizes that there are powerful arguments which show that human beings must be more than mere physical objects of flesh and bones. In particular, he recognizes that these arguments show that human consciousness can't simply be accounted for by the human brain. And I agree with Goff on this matter, which is why I'm convinced we have a soul, or rather we are a soul inside a physical body. However, Goff isn't persuaded by arguments for the soul, and so he's arrived at a position that I think is pretty crazy. He thinks that all physical things at the smallest level have some very basic level of consciousness and agency.
Not only consciousness, but rational agency go down to the fundamental level that particles exhibit some very crude form of rational agency. Sounds crazy, I guess. Obviously, a particle doesn't have the kind of rational agency a human has. It can't deliberate. It can't do probabilistic reasoning. So the proposal is that rather that the particle has some incredibly basic form of rational agency. In what sense? In the sense of having very crude forms of desire or conscious inclination and the capacity to, or the disposition to, rationally respond to those desires.
This sounds crazy.
I'm embarrassed about all of this stuff.
Yeah, I can see why you're embarrassed. Sometimes really smart people hold to really wacky ideas.
This sounds crazy.
Yeah, because it is crazy.